Everfest has given us a Christmas present this year. Spoiler season for the new set Everfest was supposed to start in January, but yet we get the Armory kit for, I believe this is the February kit. This is the first month kit. And because of that, we get spoilers. Since we don't know any cards in this set, obviously whatever comes in the kit would be a spoiler. Sorry about that, I almost dropped something off my desk. So, let's go over what we saw here and see what we got. So, we see the posters, we see the playmat, we see the rainbow foil promo that you get for topping or participation based on your event size, and we see the cold foil first place promos. Let's look at the poster and the playmat because that shows us something a little bit interesting, and then we'll go over the cards. So, we see Bravo is at the festival. He looks kind of like the showman, the ringmaster, the head of the show. Who can blame him? It's Bravo. He just gives off Gaston energy, and this really just proves it. He's even got a cape on. Funny enough, when we look in the background, we see a deadlifter, just like a nice good old strong man holding a dumbbell up with one hand. I really wish he was looking up at the sky, similar to Showtime, which is also another thing to bring up, is that he has a specialization called Showtime from WTR. And we're having him be the big ringmaster, the man in charge of the fair, it looks like. Kind of funny. The playmat looks beautiful. I personally love it. But, not if you don't love Bravo, you're probably not going to care. But what you do care about is these cards. Which one do I have first for you? Life of the Party. This is the rainbow foil promo, and it's going to come in blue, red, and yellow, so full rainbow suite. The red attacks for blue. The red attacks for 4, and then 3 and 2, respectively, as you go down the pitch count. In Life of the Party, costs 2, it blocks for 2. And you may discard or destroy a card you control named Crazy Brew rather than pay its cost. And if you do, you get to pick all 3 modes instead of just choosing one at random. So, let's look at it. If you don't play Crazy Brew, you're going to pay 2 to either, and I randomly get an on-hit effect to gain 2 life, make this thing a 6 attack, or give it go again. I think those effects are way too wildly different and way too situational to ever want to play this in a random setting. It is definitely kind of not great, but if you do have Crazy Brew, which, if you were anyone who was collecting the cold foil promos, you can cash in if you're looking to sell. Sorry. Because if you don't even have to play it if you discard Crazy Brew from your hand, so you can just hold on to it for a little bit, or just play it if you don't want to waste the space in your hand. And then the red one becomes 4/2, a 6 attack with go again, then on hit gains you 2 life. Still not the strongest effect, but it's definitely up there. It is definitely at least something to get some people excited. It's not going to be that expensive of a card, so maybe this will become a fun little E-Strike budget replacement for some of my decks. Who knows? Still a lot of fun. It's really funny to think that they're kind of insinuating that Crazy Brew is just some alcoholic drink. And you just go wild playing it. So that's kind of funny. But probably the more exciting piece of news is Volda Bright Axe. We've seen Volda on some cards like Cranial Crush, and now we finally have her as a hero. She is a young hero, so she's going to be for Blitz. It's mainly for... You can tell by the effect it's definitely like PvE or some kind of multiplayer in mind. But you could still play her in Blitz. Before we even go over her effect, she has 21 life. She is the first hero in the game to go over the starting life total. I know it's a suggestion, and that's the whole point of the intellect and life system, but usually everyone has 20, unless you're some heroes from Crucible or Kano that start below 20. She's the first one to go over 20, which is great. So let's get to her effect. Whenever an opponent draws a card during an action phase, create a Seismic Surge token for each card drawn. So if you go up against something like an Aggro Briar, you're probably making a few Seismic Surges, assuming you don't block their on-hit effects that make them draw. At the start of your turn, if you control 3 or more Seismic Surge token cards... Why did I read it like that? At the start of your turn, if you control 3 or more Seismic Surge tokens, cards you own with Crush gain Dominate. So unlike Bravo, that'll give his next attack Dominate, Valda will give all of her Crush effects Dominate, which typically will only be 1, just because of how expensive they are, but not having to pay extra for it. And in reality, it's going to cost 3 less because of the Seismic Surge tokens. It makes me feel like fundamentally, it plays the same way in your head as when you play Bravo, where you would pitch a blue to Tectonic Plating and Bravo effect before playing a Crush. So you've already invested 3, but now instead you're looking for 3 tokens that'll make your thing cost 3 less. So that's neat. It's very hard to get the Seismic Surges. I tried doing some research, and the only card you'll have is Tectonic Plating. The only other way to make Seismic Surges in the game is Strength to Sequoia, which is Elemental. So unfortunately, you don't have that outlet for you. But again, this is mostly for multiplayer, for PvE. So the goal is to Tectonic Plating, make 1. Hope your opponents give you 2. And then you're going to play that really big Crush attack. I'm really excited. I think this set looks sweet. Let's go back to just this picture. I'm excited to see what every class gets. I'm going to review all of them as I go. I would love to hear everyone else's opinions. That's the best part about spoiler season, is just watching the community discuss all these new cards and kind of theory craft a little bit. And sometimes gets into little playful arguments, and then you see once the ProQuest circuit happens, just how powerful some of these cards are. Obviously not something like Valda, and probably not Life of the Party. But some of the more playable cards we see, we're going to have some people probably complain that some cards are trash, and other people complain some cards are amazing. And the beauty of spoiler season is that you never know until you actually see it in action. And sometimes those arguments, they swap. So the card everyone thinks is trash ends up becoming some amazing new tech card for a class, or it's a generic. And usually the card that people think are amazing doesn't quite work in practice. But yeah, let me know what you think of Valda. Let me know what you think of Life of the Party. I'm super excited. And as always, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.